Hey everyone, welcome to Sentos, the podcast where two curious minds dive headfirst into the world of controversial topics. I'm Key.
And I'm Cipher. And today marks the first time we are sitting down to hash out some of the most thought-provoking, maybe even a little bit uncomfortable subjects out there.
That's right, Cipher. We're not holding anything back. We're here to explore it all. And hey, if we disagree, that's part of the fun.
Absolutely key. Our goal here is to create a space where open dialogue reigns supreme. No judgments, no filter, just two friends having the conversations we all think about, but might be too afraid to voice out.
So buckle up, folks. Sentos is here to challenge perspectives, spark debates, and maybe even change a few minds while at it.
We might not have all the answers, but we sure have a lot of questions. Get ready for a roller coaster ride through the uncharted territories of our minds. So without much ado,
Andiamo.
Yεnkɔ. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about unemployment of the youth. So what's the real reason why the youth in Africa are unemployed? What do you think, Key?
Well, this is a really big issue, I must say. And the youth is like the whole center of an economy. But me personally, from where I sit, I feel like the real reason why people are unemployed is because it starts from the school system in Africa.
Okay,
so
can you elaborate?
I won't say in my high school, but in most high schools in Ghana, school is more theoretical than it's practical.
Okay.
And school is supposed to be a place where it prepares students for the workforce.
Yeah.
But if these students are not exposed to the practical aspect of the job, I mean, that's what the job actually is, the practical aspect.
Yeah.
No one is going to tell you to recite notes on the job. Yeah. It's actually doing the work. That's what matters. So I feel like that's a huge part of why the youth in Africa find it difficult to get employed.
So what you're saying is that it's the government's fault? Or
it's the government's fault for the
institution's fault?
It's the government's fault for the poor school system, yes.
Okay. Personally, I think that we ourselves as the youth, we have a say, or we are to blame for not being.
And why would you say that?
Yeah, so I have a few points that I'm going to list out right now. And the first point is, you see, you need to go out there and find a skill or a talent that you can use to make money, right? So you can't just expect that the system will work for you. The system was built by the rich to keep the poor so that they can stay
and is
rich.
that a good thing?
It's not a good thing, but what I'm trying to say is that even though that's how your circumstance is, you as a person, you also have to try and find something to do to make sure that you survive in this life.
Yeah, but if the school system is not favoring your situation, people are born with talents and stuff.
Yeah.
People know how to play football from birth. Okay, you get that. But like some people are, let's say someone who is very good in math, all right, he doesn't know the practical aspect of math, like where it applies to.
Fine,
creating.
But you can't give me that excuse because we have seamstresses, we have tailors, we have all these vocational skills, right? And you can just go to any one of them and tell them that, hey, I want to learn how to do this thing. Look at Virgil Abloh. I don't know if you know about his story, but he started young when his mom was teaching him how to sew. She's the one who taught him how to sew. And from there, he started implementing his
That's
ideas.
for someone who wants to sew, right?
Yeah, fine. He wanted to do that, but I'm saying that like he didn't wait for the school or the government to give him the way to making money in life, right? So his mom taught him how to sew, and from there he started using the knowledge of sewing to
look. That could work for Virgil Abloh, but let's look at someone who like is an engineer without being exposed to that practical aspect of engineering. How can you possibly be an engineer if you only know what calculus and divide is?
Surely, I believe that in this world you are not born with just one passion. Right, so even though you
should discard that passion, because
no, that's not the point. You're not saying you should discard the engineering. Maybe along the way somewhere to become handy, but at the moment you can see that you are not getting anything out of it. So go and find something to do, like go and learn a skill. Do you get what I'm saying?
And that's not my only problem with the school system.
Okay.
Look, they also award students based on what they can memorize, their theoretical capabilities.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's what causes them. And those who are actually practical, the kinesthetic people, cannot come out of their shell. They are shy of like being Like they have this social anxiety or something like that because they are not good with their books and their teachers bring them down and stuff. That's all part of the reason why the youth in Ghana are like, they are not able to express themselves, and because of that their full potential can't be met. So the school system is seriously something to blame. The government, yes, is their fault.
It's their fault. So
yes.
you see that it's not the individual's fault as well. That's what you're saying.
Primarily, it's the government's fault.
Okay. I'll show you something.
Okay.
So, let's talk about national leaders of the past, African leaders of the past.
Okay, let's talk about them.
Talk about Gaddafi. Let's talk about Kwame Nkrumah. And you see, they had a dream, right? They had a way that they were going to revolutionize the development of Africa.
Okay.
But because of, I don't know what exactly, there's a lot of conspiracy about how they died and stuff, but their lives were cut short, so they were not able to implement their dreams. Let's take Gaddafi, for example. What Gaddafi wanted to do was, he wanted to create a system where when a child is born, right, they go and build a house for the child. And the child passes through school free of charge. And then when he's done with school, he has a house waiting for him.
Okay.
The only thing that the child has to do is that he has to work for the nation as well when he's of age. That's the only payments that the nation gets from return. In return. So with something like that, if it was existent, would you still say that it's the government's fault? It's not going to be the government's fault in our case, right?
You're saying the child gets a house before he even becomes accomplished.
Yeah. Before the
only thing he has to do is work for the government.
Exactly.
And in a case where the child doesn't perform efficiently, it's not the government's fault, it's the child. Okay, in that case, that would mean that all industries and all structures are working in place in that hypothetical economy.
Yeah.
So that would mean that the child will be
fully responsible for
anything that happens.
Yeah.
I would say that, but that's not the case.
That's not the case.
That's
fine.
unrealistic.
That's not the case. That's not the case. Fine.
Okay.
But everything around you in your reality is an effect of how you make your life mentally. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but however you want to live your life, if you really believe it, if you really imagine it, you can manifest it into reality.
That's true.
Yes. So with this suggestion, with this theory that I just showed you, imagine if that's how the world was. Like if you are a person who is unemployed, fine, the world is not like that. But if you create these structures in your mind that, okay, everything that I need or everything that I need is available for me, and you go out there and you actually try to get access to, I'm sure you find the things that
I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. If you really want it, you can do it.
Exactly.
But stuff can be made very easier. That's the whole point. I mean, you could do anything, but stuff can be made very easier for it to happen. Look at America and other developed countries like this. Because of the structures they have in place, it's very easy for a child with the same IQ in Africa than a child in Netherlands or something. The child in Netherlands will progress to further heights, maybe be a more respectable engineer than the guy in Ghana may just scam or do something. Because he didn't have those structures, not because he wasn't smart, it's not his fault, but it wasn't easier for him. That would mean that he has to put extra effort into what this is doing, and that's not even necessary. That wouldn't be necessary if the government did their job.
Okay.
So it's the government's fault.
Okay, but I also believe that if you have a dream, you have an idea.
Oh, yes.
You can monetize your idea. You can get investors to buy into your idea, right? So even though you come from nothing, you can still become something. As long as you get somebody who believes in your dream and is willing to invest in it. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So you need to make yourself known out there. And you can't do that without having the skills to begin with. So back to my first point, you need to work on yourself. You need to find skills. Because in this world, it's very competitive. You can't just rely on your education and think that you are going to be rich. That's not how it works. You need to add something to yourself, something of value, make yourself more valuable.
Okay, but I can also say that the industries in Ghana, take for example, most African countries are built on agriculture. Okay. And we don't deal with all the stages of agriculture. Let's say we just deal with the first one, which is uprooting the tomatoes and the oranges from the farm. Okay. But the second step is making that oranges into maybe orange juice.
Okay, so like...
And so that orange juice stage, making the orange into orange juice, that stage is not available in It's not available in Africa. Because of that, we are limiting the value on the produce we have.
So again, the government's fault for not creating
industries,
tertiary industries, like
and secondary
tertiary
industries,
production,
for us to add value to our agriculture. It's the same with gold. When the white people when they come here to mine our gold and stuff, we add no value to it, and we just take it back to them. Then later we buy it back from them.
Okay,
so it's still the government's fault. I'm blaming everything on the government.
Fine, fair. Okay. I don't know how to counter that, so we're going to give you that point.
Okay.
But I have another point. Human beings are species that have been scientifically proven or known to adapt, right? Wherever you find yourself, human beings can adapt. They find a way out of any situation if they really want to. If it's threatening their lives, they can find a way out. Right, so I still believe that you can adapt wherever you find yourself. Even though you were born in this part of the world, in Africa, you can still find a way to make it out. You just need to be willing enough. So that willpower, it needs to be there.
But why would you work so hard to do something when, if you do your job, if it's just so easier for me? It's like, let's say there was a school that there were no the cleaners. There were no cleaners. All right, if students clean up and clean after themselves, they will be learning skills, right? They'll be learning how to like manage their surroundings and stuff. That's a good thing. But because they have deadlines, they have to go to class and stuff, they are under pressure. They've employed a group of people to do that aspect for them, to make to cater that, to take that responsibility away from them.
Yeah, I get you.
Now, even though they would be learning something if they did it themselves, they still employed cleaners to do that job. And that's teaching them, and that's like taking away some of the burden from those students. What I'm trying to say is that sometimes when something can be done easy, when people do their job, it can become easier for you to also flourish in what you are doing. Now these students won't be distracted that, I have to be cleaning, I won't be late. They won't be late for class. They'll be more likely to meet their deadlines and stuff.
So what you're trying to say is that
if the government do their job,
they need to expand in different sectors. They need to create more sectors for more jobs.
Exactly.
Okay, fine. But let me ask you a question. Would you want to be a cleaner?
No.
After you go to your bachelor's degree,
of course not. That's why I don't trust in this government, because they will make me a cleaner because they won't create the right industry for me to work in. So they'll force me to be a cleaner.
You just gave me a scenario about cleaning, and the way I saw it was that you need to create a cleaning sector.
No, it's already
so that
created.
You can
we
have jobs
Zoom Lion and everything.
Okay. So fine. Per your scenario, this is what I'm taking out of it. So you are trying to say that they need to create a sector so that they can have jobs to give to people. What if they don't find people that want that kind of job?
Okay, that's a good point. Okay, as less
so
developed.
It's not
one. I'm talking. Okay. As less developed countries are expanding, there's always going to be that population. There's always going to be that population where they are going to be, where they won't have that amount of, let's say a village, for example. A village, they'll have education, all right, but there'll be that population that they won't go to school like that they'll drop out, that they won't. So for them, those low class jobs, that, if I can say that word, low class jobs, can be the cleaning. They can do the cleaning and stuff. It's not that you're supposed to remain there. Once you are there, you are being developed to move out of that sector. So like that sector is always evolving with different people. So that sector has to be there just to be like a stage where you can learn new skills and to upgrade your life. Do you understand me? Yeah. So the cleaning has to be there, but it's not the end game.
Okay, fine. Let me give you an example of somebody who made it out. Kwame Despite. We all know Kwame Despite.
Oh yes.
You know that he was born to a poor family. And some say that he was even a school dropper. I don't know if that's
true.
Yeah. But he still made it out because he had that willpower, he had a drive, he had a vision. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh yes.
And because of all that, he put his hands to work and he found a way to become a billionaire in Ghana. Do you understand what I'm saying? And now that he's even at his age, he's still working. He's still pushing.
Yeah, but that's Kwame Despite against all the other people who didn't get it.
No, never say
it's
something
true.
like
that's
that.
That's Kwame Despite against all the other people who didn't get what Kwame Despite got.
Fine. But no one of them is different from Kwame Despite. We are all the same. Do you understand what I mean? Fine, we are not all the same. but we can be the same as Kwame Despite. It's not impossible. He has a set of skills that he used, and he used that to become who he is. You to find your own skills. You get what I'm saying? It's not about the opportunities you have. You make your opportunities.
So much pressure on the individual when someone can just do their job.
Because you can't sit down and be waiting for the government to do things for you. The system is not made to work for the poor. It's not made to work for the poor. You need to get out and do something with the time you have.
All right. That's good.
Yeah. So you can't keep blaming the government. If you keep doing that, you are just trying to say that you as a person, you are useless. No, for real. Like,
no, all I'm saying is that with their support, it'd be way better for us to reach our potential.
That's true. But you can see that it's not working. So what do you do from there? You still wait for them. They are not coming. Nobody's come to save you.
But it doesn't mean that they shouldn't do it. They should also know that you have to do it. It's like you're supposed to do something because they're not there. I'm doing it for you. It doesn't mean that don't come. I'm still waiting. When you come, I'll give you the job.
Fine, but wouldn't it be better if you've already made yourself and then the government comes to add? That means that you're going to make yourself even more. So don't wait for the government to do something about your situation. Right now, I don't know what people are doing with their time, but I can guess that people, okay, sports is good, but if you are playing sports every day of the week and you are not paying attention to the future, after this, what happens? When my body can't take it anymore, when I can't play sports anymore, what happens? Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay. But you know what? Some people too, because they want to adapt to this so-called system, right? That's why you have a lot of Africans scamming, armed robbery, and all those stuff that they do. Okay. Just because they want to adapt to the situation that the government has caused for them.
So you are saying that they find a way to make money in their own way.
Because systems don't work.
Okay. Fine, that's true.
That's true.
We grew on morals. We grew up on morals.
Oh, come on. If someone
Africans,
if someone doesn't have food to eat, I'm going to preach morals to him.
Yeah, fine. That one too is there. Social vices and things. But that's what I'm trying to say, that fine, that was a skill that he learned. Okay. I feel like you've trapped me here, but I'll come out, don't worry. That's the skill that he learns, right? It's fine. So what he learned to do is to scam people and then to get money out of it.
Yeah, and that's wrong.
But we also know that it's wrong. Do you understand? So why would you even go there in the first place when you know that the risk is higher than the
if someone
benefit?
Can eat, bro.
Fine, they can eat too, but for how long? When they catch you finally, you are going away for a long time.
I get you.
Do you understand?
Okay.
So why would you even go with that method?
Is that or they die?
They won't. No, it's not. That's not the case. That's not true. There are other skills you can learn.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
All right.
This Virgil Abloh, for example, I will keep using Virgil Abloh. His mother taught him how to sew, and now look at what he became. Do you get what I'm saying? So you're telling me that sewing and the rest, fishing and the rest is not there, and that what I can do is to scam people, which is even more difficult to learn. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not anybody.
People from the hardship they are going through.
Yeah.
Scamming is easy money. Okay, it's fast. It's easy. It's a simple skill to learn.
Fine, but it's also dangerous. Not for you alone, for your family as well.
And people are ready to take that risk. That should tell you how eager they are to get that money.
Why don't they take the risk in something that is?
Because it's time consuming.
What? So
people don't want to waste more of their time. I'm not advocating for people who scam or anything.
Okay.
I'm trying to let you understand why people do it in the first place.
Okay.
But yeah,
I understand what you mean. But yeah, I feel like if you really want to make it in life, you can't wait for the people to come
that's
in.
True, yeah.
You can't wait for the people to come and do something for you. You need to do it yourself. Based on what we've said, what do you think?
So thank you guys for watching. Hope to catch you in the next episode. Like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you guys. Bye.
Yeah.